What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. I am joined as always by my best man, Mr. Shaun. Me and Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good, Conor. We're here sitting in the Heroes for Hire sitting room. All of the listeners gathered around us, and we want them to know we love them very much.
I mean, he wants you to know that I'm going to keep a cold distance.
The classic Irish parenting setup.
If you impressed him to just raise one eyebrow. Oh, fuck, he must be really impressed. 2 eyebrows.
Oh, arms crossed, though. Arms crossed.
That's when I graduated.
When he got
2
married.
eyebrows. So, Shaun, as I said, this is the Monday show. Which means we're here to talk all the week's movie news, and long-term listeners of the show may be aware that this episode also includes, about halfway through, a bit of weird news, where we cover all the strangest news.
What happens.
That is naturally what happens. So we cover all the strangest news stories from around the world. Now, we are going to try something, and if you don't like it, tell us.
Yeah.
But Shaun came up with this idea. So
this was a mutual decision. Don't pawn this on. I love you very much, guys.
So, we wanted to split up weird news and the movie show, because obviously people are here for weird news, people are here for movie news. Maybe you're not here for both.
Now, you might say the show was like that originally. Split up 2 separate shows, and then we combined them, and now we're going back. But it's for different reasons, and it's going to be good for the show in the long run.
So we've come up a way to solve all the problems. So every Monday from now on, or if you tell us this is a bad idea, Monday
just this week,
maybe just this week, Monday will be specifically for all of your movie news. If you want to get access to all of the week's weird news, and you're here for weird news, that episode is completely for free, but it's over on our Patreon. So, you don't have to be a Patreon member. It's free access. It's just over there.
Yeah, and there is an RSS feed on that. You can add that to your podcast player, and you can just get that same episode, same day, same time, every week.
Every single week.
The only difference is that behind the scenes for us, it makes it easier to market the show, because it's way easier to market the movie and the comic book stuff. Hero Zero, by the way, staying on the mains feed as well. Yeah,
we just wanted to let people know that about 45 to 50 minutes into the show, when we're like, okay, that's the end.
Yeah.
you're like, where's weird news? It has happened. The episode exists. It's just over the Patreon, which is linked in the description. So if you just click there, it'll take you straight to and as I said, it's not behind a paywall in any way. There's not even ads on it. There's nothing on it. It's just literally over there.
Yeah, so it's the same show, same content. It's the same hosts, if that helps. Or maybe that doesn't help.
I think I'm there. Are you there?
But it's just in a slightly different place for now.
Yeah, so if this is your first episode, by the way, you don't have to do anything. Just chill out. And also, I'm sorry for this whole big introduction, but if it's your second or above, if it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. We are looking for 150 5-star reviews on Spotify before the summer solstice, which I mean, it's coming up every day now. It's one day closer.
Yeah. Now, we never technically said which summer solstice. Okay. We could be doing 2027.
So, look, that's all of the stuff that we wanted to get through. So now it's time to get into some movie news, Shaun. And I think there's only one place to start, because you love national heartthrob here, national hero, Colin Farrell.
Oh, Shaun, one of the lads.
He looked confused, but he is one of the lads. He's one of our own, right? Well, Colin may be eyeing a lead role in a DC Studios production, and it's not The Penguin. It's his own movie that was meant to be going to Daniel Craig, but now he's going to be starring in Luca Guadagnino. Oh, no.
Guadagnino?
That's the one. I can never pronounce. Challenger's fame, very good director. He is going to be directing a Sergeant Rock movie, and Colin Farrell is eyed to lead it.
What in God's name is Sergeant Rock, Conor?
So, this is one of... It's like you know, you just choose a lot of random words and you just put them in a sentence.
Yeah.
Like, DC has, I don't know, thousands of characters, I suppose. Sergeant Rock, if I was to choose someone to do a movie for, would not be high on that list.
No, it sounds like the first draft for Rick Flagg's character.
So Sergeant, very good show, but Sergeant Rock is from I think it's like 1960, 59, around there. Right. And he is World War II army leader, leads an army, like...
it's Nick Fury in the Howling Commandos.
It's literally Nick Fury in the Howling Commandos, yeah. So, like, we had all the superheroes in like the 40s and 50s, and then like all the war characters obviously got really popular around then as well.
Because of the war.
Yeah, because there was a thing going on with the war. I don't know if anyone knows about that. This is niche.
No spoilers, but...
But then DC comes up with Sergeant Rock, who's like this army leader who's like the best shooter you've ever seen, and he's great in fucking war, and he's going around killing all these Nazis, and it's all good stuff, right? And he's very, very popular. He goes, I think it's like for 30 years that comic was running. It was really popular. I would have been made when James Gunn was a kid, is what I would say.
He probably thought he was just the coolest dude in comics.
Yeah, a very popular character. Like, obviously not Batman popular, but like popular.
But like, respectable.
He sold some issues, and as I said, it's a war movie, so I think they've been trying to make this since like the 80s, and who's the one person you would have cast in the 80s, Shaun?
David Hasselhoff, of course.
Not irony, obviously.
To be fair, Hasselhoff did play Nick Fury in that one.
He would have killed it.
He would have destroyed.
Look at that hair. So, yeah, they were trying to get it done from like the 80s.
Dolph Lundgren instead.
They could have got Dolph, but they've been trying to get it done for years and years, and now it looks like the new DCU, with James Gunn and Peter Safran, have greenlit a Sergeant Rock movie with Colin Farrell playing Sergeant Rock.
This is wild when Batman is still on hold.
Don't remind me. Oh, God.
Both Batmans are on hold at the minute.
Yeah, we've got no Batman and one Sergeant Rock.
So at the minute the DCU is Superman and Sergeant Rock.
And the Supergirl movie, which is coming out.
The Supergirl movie, of course.
And you've got Momoa's Lobo. So
yeah, but he's not in anything yet, though, right?
He's in Supergirl for a few minutes, so the team's really coming together right now. That's a real Justice League.
That's a Justice League
there.
waiting to happen.
Yeah, look, I will admit that when I read this, I was like, good for Colin, because he's one of the lads, we have to support him.
Yeah.
And I think he'll obviously be good, because he's Colin Farrell, so I assume he'll be good, and he'll be very charming on the press tour, Shaun. He'll be killing on Graham Norton.
He'll be doing so many food reviews for Lad Bible and stuff.
You know how he is, but
get him on this.
But I just was like, this is the most random pairing of anything I've ever seen.
I have a weird... Do you want to hear my weird crackpot theory?
Please, go for it. I love crackpot theories.
I think this is all smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
I think there's a chance that the Batman, Matt Reeves as the Batman, ends up being in the DCU. And obviously Colin Farrell is the Penguin in that particular universe. But if they cast...
I want to see where this is going.
If they cast Colin Farrell in... Sergeant Rock, who is like a popular but not necessarily a huge character.
You got to make a World War II war movie, basically,
or it's never happening. Like, they just announced this to throw people off the scent that Matt Reeves as the Batman is in the DCU. So
you're saying what they're going to do is they're going to dress Colin Farrell up in all the army gear for the behind the scenes pictures.
Yeah, there's going to be some quote unquote leaks.
Oh, leak. And then he'll walk into a different room behind a curtain, and they'll spend 6 hours putting the big makeup on him to turn him into the Penguin.
Well, he can shoot the leaks like just before he gets on set and stuff like that on the Batman too. You know,
full decked out in like army camo.
Yeah. He wears it from home, you know?
One day he forgets it, like, Jesus, Colin Farrell's put on loads of weight. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's like wearing half of each costume.
Looks like Two-Face. I technically that is like Elseworlds. So that technically, as you said, that penguin doesn't exist.
True.
In
yeah.
the James Gunn thing. So he can be in both, technically. I think that is not a good theory that you've just said. I don't think that's going to happen.
You pulled me aside before this show.
No,
and you whispered in my ear, Shaun, I need something big, okay? And this is what I delivered. You said, go get him, kid, and then you slapped me on the ass a bit too hard.
like so hard enough you were like, that was too hard, but did he mean it or was it an accident?
Did he overswing or like...
Does he just want to hurt me? What's the story?
What's the goal here? I'm going to give him something big though.
Imagine if every show I was just like, we need something big.
Just make something mad. Up, Shaun.
Just make up whatever you want.
Yeah, imagine you said that.
Imagine, yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Shaun. Yeah. I need something big for the next story, okay? So just lock it. Shaun, is a Sergeant Rock movie one going to work? I suppose it will. I trust James Gunn, but two, pretty mental it's happening, right?
Yeah, I'm like, it is one of the perfect things for Elseworlds though, because it's so removed from the day to day.
No, this isn't Elseworlds. Penguin is Elseworld. This is mainline DC.
But that's insane then. Because, wait. I don't think a war movie necessarily works in the modern day. I think you have to go back to like the World Wars or something.
Just think of the lineup. Superman, Saving Private Ryan, Supergirl. What a lineup. You've killed it. There's 3 movies. They're all the exact same. They're all the same universe.
Superman. Jared.
Apocalypse Now. Right?
Platoon.
And then Lobo shows up somewhere down the line.
And then they're still working on that Batman script, you know? It's going to come
out Batman 2035 at a stage.
They're just going to do Beyond.
I mean, just move on. I mean, Luke had signed on, by the way. An amazing director to get.
Oh, huge.
So, you have an amazing director. You sign Colin Farrell, who's, I would assume, an amazing actor. I think he's quite very good. And then you've got Safran and Gunn running this.
Yeah.
I think what's happened here is that I think Luca really must love Sergeant Rock. Okay? So, he says, I want to direct a Sergeant Rock movie, here's the script.
Yeah.
And it must be so good that James Gunn is like, and Peter Safran are like, this is very good, let's do this.
Yeah, but I still don't know why.
I don't want to be negative, but yeah, I do understand what you're saying in terms of who's this for? I'm trying to think.
What, all of it looks good. I just don't know why it's a DCU story, you know?
Just put the Batman in with the rest of them.
Now, I do see here, Connor, on the Wikipedia page for Sergeant Rock.
Oh, here we go. Go on.
He was a part of both the Suicide Squad and the Creature Commandos.
And so he was in the Creature Commandos show, which is his soft launch into the live action movie.
Okay, I didn't watch that.
Yes.
So maybe I would be more on board. So he's in the DCU already, because Creature Commandos is canon.
Basically, yeah. So he's in it. So he came in, I think it was episode 3 he was in it. But as you said, yeah, he powered a Suicide Squad as well, so you could go that way with it. But still, weird to have a full movie based off a random character in the Suicide Squad or in Creature Commandos.
Yeah, no, it is. It is odd for sure. But now, I don't know. It feels like they have a plan. They have now. I know there's building blocks and little pebbles along the way. Or maybe they just like working with Colin Farrell. That could be the other side of it.
Look, I would get Colin Farrell in to do everything. Just making shit up.
But give me something big, you know?
Shaun, give him something big. Yeah, I just read this and I was like, those are all words in a sentence that I understand, but I would never put them in the same sentence.
Yeah, it's a weird mix of everyone's really talented, but I have no idea what this is meant to be.
It's giving me Barbie vibes, where I'm just like, everyone involved in this is super talented. I suppose it has to be good.
Yeah. Have we been burned by any of that before, though? Super talented people and then they're in something bad.
I say, if there's a good director and good actor, they don't normally both side on unless it's so decent to good.
Yeah. I suppose we'll have to wait and see, won't we, Conor?
Yeah. At the end of all
I mean, sure, no one can predict the future, you know?
Sure, let's just not have a fucking show. Give me so big shot. Okay,
all right.
Here we go.
It's gonna flop.
What if you're so big was like, this is all pointless. We're all gonna die soon.
Ultimately, no art matters. And that's why art matters.
AI's coming to kill us all. Okay, so Shaun, Jason Bourne franchise. I've heard of it. You've heard of it. The rights are up for sale, and the bidders are apparently everyone's coming in to buy the rights for the Jason Bourne franchise because they all really want to do another one.
Yeah.
I mean, you love Jason Bourne. You like them.
Yeah, first one's real good, second one's pretty good, and third one's good.
That's not so big.
Yeah, and then there's the Jeremy Renner one.
Yeah, they really tried to get... That was when they kept trying to get Renner in to do like Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it was weird. He was the next big action star and just nobody wanted him.
They kept bringing him in on the fourth one of all these movies, and everyone was like, yeah, but I prefer the other guy, to be fair.
Which, like, Matt Damon is so tied to Bourne that I don't know that you can do another one.
Yeah, unless he comes back, I assume.
He'd hardly come back, would he?
So, like, Netflix and Amazon, they're all, like, fully... They're offering big bucks to secure it. So Apple and Netflix are both after coming in, and Universal as well want it. So everybody's coming in to be like, we want this.
Is this off the back of Amazon finally getting the rights to Bond? And now everyone's like, Spies are coming back. We gotta do Spies again.
Spies are back in a big way. I suppose, yeah, but like, I suppose the question then becomes of like, the Bourne movies are so good, but we kind of talked about like, does a Bourne movie work now? If you bring it out, there will come a point, right? And I don't know if it's now or 5 years from now or 10 years from now where one of these movies will come out and it absolutely kills. But I do think the John Wick movies kind of killed the James Bond movies. And I think they've also done a little bit of that to the Jason Bourne movies.
No, I fully agree, because Jason Bourne did a lot in terms of, hey, this is what a spy thriller movie can look like.
And then Daniel Craig copied that because he was punching people through sinks in Casino Royale.
And like, and then John Wick, you know, went on another level of that. Yeah. It's like this ultra-violence gun kata kind of stuff. And it's like, it's nearly reached a peak now, where now I don't know what Bourne could innovate on anymore.
Yeah, like Bourne is like that first movie, super innovative. Like 2002 changed. I think like it changed the whole genre of that movies. Like James Bond before that, like any spy stuff, it was all just. I don't know, fluffy. It was all, like it was nice.
It was men in suits. You know, like it was associated with like refined and gentlemanly things for the most part.
Yeah, and so then Bourne comes along and just like blows it apart by just like rough, gets punched, takes a punch, gives a punch. He's fucking surviving. He's like just gritty. And
and he's on the back foot most of that movie. Yeah.
And so then, like, as I said, James Bond then adapts to that. And then John Wick looks at both of them and is like, okay. And even John Wick 4, like, that movie absolutely kills it as well. Like, that was like last year, the year before. So I don't know if this does work, but not in a bad way, just because I'm like, you did really fucking great stuff, but like John Wick has now come along and raised it up. I don't know how you raise it up again to a different level. And
like even the idea of, say it was an older Bourne who had like semi-retired and was living a normal life, that's just the plot of Nobody.
That's the plot of actually multiple movies.
Multiple movies, but also nobody would just
any Liam Neeson movie in the last 15 years is that
Don't
plot.
make Jason Bourne do Taken, please.
I'm fascinated to know why they are all clamouring so much for this, but I suppose it's an IP that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And if Netflix bring out a Jason Bourne movie, people will watch it. I suppose it's not even a bad thing. It's just like it's actually probably a compliment that I'm like, you changed the genre so much that it's like 23 years later, and I'm like, I don't know if you can do it again because everything has been based off what you did already.
Yeah, and it's like this reference point where like it's probably said in editing rooms and in directors' chairs. It's like, no, it's like the Bourne identity. Like it's used as a frame of reference for people.
Yeah, like they fought like every fight scene from 2003 to 2015. They just basically edited the exact same way as Jason Bourne.
Yeah, because they nailed it in that first one.
And then John Wick comes along and does like the longer cuts. And everyone's like, oh, we have to do the big hallway fight scenes, which is where like Daredevil again comes along as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we have to do long fight scenes.
I would love to see the graph of like there has to be like a stunt person who worked on the first Bourne identity and then like just championed all of those things in so many other medias.
And they must have been like, you're an idiot. What are you talking about?
You're going to kill everyone by doing this.
Nobody's ever going to understand what's going on. I'm fascinated to know where it goes, but I also would be sad. I think Netflix buy it and they bring out a movie at Christmas and people watch it and then forget it exists.
I think that might be its fate. You know,
which is sad.
Also, they've tried to do things like this for like Citadel on Amazon.
Yes, like they spent a fortune on that.
Most expensive show ever made, or something like that, and nobody watched it. And it's just like it's you're trying to create it, whereas it needs to be this natural progression. One spy thing that I know you liked very much, and I've seen a few clips from, is Day of the Jackal.
Yes, that's very good. That's a very good show. Yeah,
which is in itself a remake of another show called The Jackal. But like maybe that's where spy stuff like very refined, calculated spy stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, that show was really good. Eddie Redmayne's really great at it. I think I can see that as well. I think that's where people will want to strive for that. That doesn't mean they'll hit it, but you aim for the best. You just look at what's the best thing in this genre right now. Let's just aim for that. We might not hit it directly, but we'll get close enough.
Yeah, and like Kingsman was doing its own thing for a while, and then they made a war movie and teased Hitler in the post-credits, and I think that's kind of done now. He
said, I'll do it myself. I think it's a weird after-credits scene. Okay, cool.
Are we meant to cheer that Hitler's here? From the twisted mind of Matthew Vaughn, Argyle was shit as well.
In the cinema, just like, are we meant to... We're not cheering for Hitler,
really
right?
Going for it.
Just like taking a vote in the cinema. Like, this is weird, right, guys? Am I right?
Boo!
Should we all boo in unison? I think we
boo
should.
Hitler, guys.
I'm going to say so. If you see Hitler on screen, boo. At all times.
Anytime he's on screen, boo him.
Just anytime he's on there. And if he's not on screen, you should be booing in preparation for when he appears again.
Anytime you think about Hitler, just boo.
Just boo out loud. Shaun, we're moving on, and this is something, right, that I know a lot about, but I'm intrigued to know what you think of this.
Okay.
New Power Rangers live-action Disney Plus series is reportedly designed to reinvent the franchise and is going to be all set up. So my question to you, Shaun, is, now look, we've watched the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie and Power Rangers Turbo.
Yeah,
both of them you said were the best movies you'd ever seen.
I did actually. Yeah. Those were, sorry, I had to think there, but confirmed.
We watched them both over the Patreon. People forced Shaun to watch them, and it was the best day of my life because I could see the light die from his eyes.
Because I have little to no nostalgia for Power Rangers at all.
And I watched them all when I was 5, so like I have the nostalgia, so like it's terrible, but I'm like, let's go.
Rips.
So Power Rangers live action, I have one main question. Are they going to do this like Riverdale? Or are they going to do this like, say, just one of the television where they take all the clips and they just like put them together, like they just splice them all together?
That would be the move of whatever Super Sentai show is airing in Japan right now.
Yeah.
Just buy the rights to that and figure out the rest later.
Or do you go like full drama, full like teen drama here?
I mean, that is a route you could go. I don't know if it's right, because as a kid, anytime I watched Power Rangers, the least interesting parts to me were when they were all just sitting around talking.
What are you talking about? They're the best parts. They're all just sitting
want to
around.
see Power Rangers, not humans.
But they're all talking about how they're Power Rangers. They're like, keep it quiet from Bulk and Skull.
But like, I just like put them in the costumes, you know? Didn't the 2017 one try and redo
They did try that, yes. That was not that great, no. But
they're all wearing motorcycle helmets.
I mean, I think it's watchable. I think it's grand. Right. I still always talk about that the Power Rangers short film that's like 10 minutes long on YouTube, and I cannot remember the fucking name of it. But I think I sent it to you once to watch it. He 100% did,
and I did watch it, and it's good.
Did you? It's good.
Power/Rangers.
Yeah, that's what it's called. So that's like, but that's like fully like R-rated, like fully graphic. They're seen as like soldiers, and now they're all retired, and it's a few years after. I think
evil.
They are never really going to do that. That has James Van Der Beek in it, by the way. But they're never going to do that because Hasbro is never going to go anywhere near that. They're going to really try and nail down a certain audience. And obviously that's absolutely fine. But what interests me though is Percy Jackson and the Olympian showrunners, Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz, are actually going to write, showrun and produce this show.
You know what? That's pretty good. That Percy Jackson series is solid. And what's important is that the teenagers, they're not annoying as you watch them.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. You don't want a teenager to be annoying.
Yeah. We're not going for Zack and Cody here, you know? We're going for hard-hitting teenage dramas.
Zack and Cody catching strays.
Look, I want more of a H2O, just add water.
I was going to say, what's your beef with Zack and Cody?
I just think they don't talk like people.
Oh, you're saying like they shouldn't be on that cruise or in that hotel. They need to sort out their lives.
They need to fucking get things in order, man.
They need to go to fucking therapy and sort themselves out, to be honest with you now, lads.
Yeah, but they both seem to be fairly well adjusted now, to be fair. I mean, they are actors as well. They're not.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, and Shaun, we can all tell Shaun at the same time. Shaun, they're fictional. They're not real people.
I don't think a child should live in hotels, no matter how many hijinks they get up to.
I want the number of hijinks to be 0. I want the number of children in a hotel also 0. That's all I want, right? I have a dream in life.
I want to go to a hotel on my own, please.
Just an empty hotel. And what you want is just to have at the end of a long day, sit down and think, there were 0 hijinks today, and that makes it a good day.
Yeah. And but I have to do it at 11:59 every evening because there's always the possibility.
There's always a possibility. What are those hijinks? Shaun, would you watch this show, or is this just going to be Titans but Power Rangers?
I think it's going to be Titans but Power Rangers, but it does have the possibility of being Power Rangers but Pacific Rim.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to do Power Rangers on a Titans budget. That's not good.
Objectively, Power Rangers was made for less than Titans originally, and we all
true. But and I suppose it's one of those things where there's definitely an inbuilt audience. Like, people will watch this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm saying people, I will watch this. I will definitely watch episode 1 if it comes out.
Of course. Can I just say though, I think a lot of the fact that Power Rangers was so successful is that networks bought it for cheap as shit. Yes. And it was just always on.
And they just remade
the toys were how they made their money.
Yeah. Same as like Pokemon. Like, if it's just on for 15 to 20 years, then you get 20 years worth of kids to buy your stuff.
That's the thing. If you catch like a tenth of it every year, someone has seen most of Power Rangers and can't tell you anything about it.
Like, if somebody didn't see Power Rangers in space, and then they didn't watch Power Rangers Galaxy, and then they go to like Lightspeed Rescue, you just need them to watch one of them, right? Yeah. Like, if they're like too young for all the other ones, and then they're like 7, and it's on Saturday morning, you're like, oh, what's this, Dino Force or Dino Thunder? This is now my Power Rangers. Cool.
Yeah. I really liked Stormhawks. No one has ever watched or heard of this show.
I've no idea what Stormhawks is. What's that one?
It's about sky pirates who ride motorcycles. It's classic.
Of course.
It's all on YouTube if anyone wants. It's a fun time.
How did I know it was going to be pirates before you said pirates?
Because it's me saying it.
Of course. If anyone has heard of that show, send Shaun a message to let him know.
Please do. It rips.
The viewership, I assume, was maybe you and whoever else sends in the message.
Yeah, probably. That's probably why it only got 2 seasons.
Yeah. Fair play for getting the second one.
I think they made it all at once and split it up. Yeah. I don't think it was quality.
They just made 26 episodes, split into 2.
Yeah. Fit on DVDs easier, you know?
So, Shaun, we're going to move on to our next piece of news. What do you think about Superman's dad being an incredibly famous actor who's known for being quite short and a madman?
So historically played by Marlon Brando and Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, yes.
The old Jor-El fella. Short and a madman.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito?
I was going to say Tom Cruise.
Oh, of course, Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Short and a madman. So, Superman fans, I mean, we could be getting Jor-El being played by Tom Cruise. Now, look, the role of Jor-El, it's actually not a bad gig. You show up, you're there for maybe 10 to 15 days, because no spoilers, but you're not around for too much longer. And then you show up as a hologram, maybe, and it's all pretty good.
Yeah, like Brando was barely there in one of them.
You can't remember viewing those movies.
They had a JPEG of him behind some crystals and just had his voice.
And Russell Crowe, you just kill it for those first 10, 15 minutes. Everyone remembers you. You don't have to do any more. It's absolutely fine.
And then you show up on the ship and you're Siri later on. You're just helping him. Very strange.
What do you think of Tom Cruise playing Superman's dad?
I think it's pretty good, actually. And I think Tom Cruise would have a great time with it.
Yeah.
My only thing, would he distract too much?
Because you're thinking, that's Tom Cruise.
That's Tom Cruise. What's Tom Cruise doing here?
Why is he not doing Mission Impossible 9? What's he doing here?
But again, he can just come in for 2 days, so I don't think it's still involved.
The role of Jor-El, famously, you can just bring in whatever A-lister you want.
It's not a rule, but it's usually a massive actor plays Jor-El for no reason.
You gotta bring in somebody just massive, and because they're only around, as I said, for a little while, and they can just come in, be Superman's dad, and everything's great. I think Tom Cruise is pretty big, unless you have a better idea.
No, it's not even that I have a better idea. I think Tom Cruise is delighted that people could see David Corenswet as his son, because he's 6'5" and jacked.
He's like me and David, the same height. Yes.
I mean, what would we do? Would we just look up the biggest actors right now?
Well, who else do you get? Okay, so we've got Denzel. You can bring in Denzel. You can bring in Tom Cruise.
De Niro.
No, he's too old.
Too old, okay.
There's a weird middle ground there that you can only go for.
Christian Bale.
Oh, Bale wouldn't be bad. I think Bale could do it, yeah. I think Tom Cruise and Denzel are bigger than Bale. And that's no offence to Bale.
No, yeah, Bale is the
Bale.
Thinking Man's Cruise. I understand what you're saying. DiCaprio?
He's mad. Oh, DiCaprio. I don't think he has the gravitas that I think Tom Cruise playing Jor-El would have. You have to have that madness in your eyes.
I see what you're looking for. Let me hit you with this then.
Okay.
A Mel Gibson, perhaps.
Let's maybe not forgive Mel.
Okay, yeah, no, we'll wind it back. Don't worry about it. Daniel Day-Lewis.
We get him out of retirement.
Okay, for the record, I think Cruise is a good pick for Jor-El.
Okay.
But I have someone, and it would mean a lot more to them, and it's a nice little nod.
Yes.
Nicolas motherfucking Cage.
Nick Cage. Oh, Nick.
That's, I mean...
You know what?
He can play serious.
I think Nicolas Cage would be... Look, if you're going to go nostalgia and you were going to go the love route, I think Nicolas Cage, he was meant to be Superman. He loves Superman. He has like the first issue of Superman that got stolen, then he got it back. I mean, he loves comic books. We're not going to mention his cameo last year in that other thing.
Didn't happen as far as I'm concerned.
Just block it out.
He's never physically been in a Superman movie.
True. And if you gave him Superman's dad...
I think that'd be quite fun.
Oh... I'm actually kind of with you now. I'm like, no, Tom Cruise, you're not as nice as Nicolas Cage.
I think it'd be a big get for the studio if it's Tom. Yeah. But I think Nick Cage would be my preferred casting for Jor-El.
Yeah, I actually, you know what, my head says Tom Cruise, but my heart says let's get Nick Cage in here to do some madness. But is Nick Cage a good actor? Let's answer that question again.
Let's do it one more time. But like, bring him in for 10 minutes, and he can do 10 minutes, and Jor-El can just be a fucking weirdo.
Because Jor-El, he's sending his child off in a spaceship.
We let Brando do it.
There's no way. Brando is just as mad as Cage. Right?
Yeah. If not madder.
You know what? I've come around. I think Nicolas Cage in as Jor-El, only option, unless you get Denzel. If they said to me if Denzel or Tom Cruise, I'd be like, okay, fair juice.
Yeah.
No worries. But if you come in and you go, I've got Nicolas Cage, I'm like, I'm with you. I'm all in. Let's do this.
I think so. I think I'm ride or die for Nick Cage. I'm gonna message James Gunn after this and
you
just be like,
send
James,
him a quiet DM.
Yeah. If you haven't thought of it already, just there's this unknown actor. I think he'd do really well.
He hates bees.
Loves Spider-Man.
Sorry, no, Superman. Hates Spider-Man.
No, he is Spider-Man. He's one of the Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's Spider-Man. No, yeah, I know that. Yeah, oh, fuck. Alright, okay. No, he loves Superman more, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think Superman's his first.
I mean, he has the first issue and stuff. Like, I mean, he wants to be Superman for years. He had that long hair. It was beautiful.
Let him be Superman's dad.
I think, okay, we're going to start a campaign. Nicolas Cage playing Jor-El. I think it's the only logical option. The poor man needs it. And also, just FYI, if you're on Blue Sky, you can head on over there and give us a follow, because we've basically stopped using Twitter and we only use Blue Sky now.
Blue Sky's a nicer place. I scrolled through the other day and I was just pleasantly surprised how nice everyone was.
Everyone was just being real nice to us.
Completely set me on guard, but absolutely fine.
Not even any bots or anything, just people being genuinely nice. It was really lovely.
But where will I get my free iPads, Conor?
I keep clicking on all those links.
One day they'll come true.
One day, one of these times, I'm going to get that iPad. So, Shaun, I'm going to move on to our next piece of news. And look, I know you don't want to talk about it, and I know you probably are bored of it. And we know we already talked about Jason Bourne. But the James Bond producers have been brought in because if you missed it, the Broccoli family sold the James Bond rights.
Yeah.
So, to Amazon. Are you giggling at broccoli?
It's every time. The broccoli family. You got old tender stem, floret.
They've got more money than God, so I don't think they care. But still, that's why it's funny, because we've got nothing else on them. So they sold all the rights to James Bond to Amazon. Jeff Bezos was like, "Get the broccolis out of here. I'm taking over." But what he's now done is Amazon executives have brought in 2 producers to help steer the next generation of James Bond movies, and the 2 people are David Heyman and Amy Pascal, Shaun. Now, you may know David Heyman because he produced Harry Potter, all of those movies, and Amy Pascal has been producing all of the Spider-Man movies for many, many years. So 2 heavyweight producers that I assume were given, I don't know, a quadrillion dollars
just so
between
much
them.
Money.
Just Jeff Bezos' money, he doesn't care. So we have strong producers in they're really going hard. Amazon immediately got rid of the broccolis and are like, movie next year. We have the producers in. We're ready to go.
Yeah, it sounds like they're really gearing up for a quick turnaround on a James Bond movie. I mean, like, getting good talent is always the first step to making a good movie. Especially getting good producers in the pre-production stage is huge.
So Amy Pascal actually previously worked with Sony and did help produce Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace and Skyfall.
Those are the three best ones as far as
they're
I know.
The three good ones. so they're the last one that she worked on. So then you bring her back in and now you've got two really... What this news tells me is just that, like, they're putting lots of money behind this. They're going all in. So we're going to get Jason Bourne and James Bond simultaneously.
Yeah. What is
2005 all over again.
I know. What? Like, it's James Bond a recession indicator, do you think?
It's a good point.
Not.
It's not. He was around in 2007.
Yeah. And the 80s.
Whenever Bourne and James Bond are fighting, it's a recession.
Yeah. I read a thing as well, and it was like a positive Superman is also a recession indicator.
Oh, yeah. Superman Returns.
Superman Returns.
Oh, no. So, Shaun, I mean, all I'm going to say, you love Spider-Man. You love Amy Pascal. She's produced all them. She's a very talented human being. Are we saying that this is going to get you interested in James Bond and now it's going to be good?
Not even slightly, buddy.
That was more an effort.
Now, if Nicolas Cage was announced as James Bond...
If Nicolas Cage is James Bond, would you watch it?
Yeah. I don't think there's not a human alive that wouldn't watch it.
$250 it would make.
Actually, there's one human who wouldn't watch it. Daniel Craig. He's sick of the franchise.
He would never watch another one in his life. I don't think he'd ever do anything involving it. He's too busy doing Knives Out 7.
Yeah, you know he wanted something big, Connor? I think they're going to cast Pierce Brosnan and they're doing old Bond out of the gate, handing it off to a young Bond.
Because Daniel Craig won't come back.
No, they want Craig, they're not going to get Craig.
They're like, okay, Sean Connery's dead, Moore is dead. Who do we got? Pierce
Dalton's still kicking.
You want to do like a Jedi Ghost situation where whichever ones we got line up.
They're all lined up watching them.
They're all lined up like in Star Wars Episode 9, and they pass it on to the next one.
Timothy Dalton just had his birthday. He's 79 years old.
He's very young. He's grand.
He's spry. Bring him in.
And Pierce has fantastic hair. He's looking well these days.
Looking great. He was Dr. Fate.
He's always looking fantastic as Pierce. So, I mean, you could bring him in. By the way, the people that they were trying to get into direct included Greta Gerwig and Chloe Zhao, which
I would also try and pick the best directors.
I suppose if I was a producer, I'd be like, hey, why don't we just get all the good directors?
Yeah. Like, give that man $10 million.
Where's Christopher Nolan? Can we get him? What's he doing?
Get Nolan? Oh, he's doing the Odyssey.
Oh,
he'll do that.
Is Greta around? No.
Chloe
Zhao. Let's just
Bong Joon-ho. What's he up?
What's he up to? Rob Pattinson could be James Bond. They were laughing.
Oh, he can't be James Bond and Batman.
No, that's not fair. But is it though? He could do it.
It's true. He is talented. He'd be so tired. He wouldn't like it.
He would be.
Not my Rob.
Just let him do the Batman 2 for the love of God, Jesus Christ. Sean, we're going to finish off movie news with some news about the Russos. These are my favourite things. They're unfounded rumours that made me laugh that I think Sean should know about.
Nice. Good stuff.
So, my first headline is Marvel worried about Russo's Avengers movies after Electric State has been a disaster. Well, Marvel. Completely unfounded. No, I don't know if there's any truth, but it's really funny that Marvel are like, oh Jesus, the Electric State was so fucking terrible.
Must be tough, like, coming into the office after watching the Electric State at the weekend, and the Russos like, what do you think? And they're like, oh.
It's like when your friend hands you like a really terrible script.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, it was really good, yeah. Honestly.
There's a guy I know, and anytime we because we'll paint Warhammer and stuff like that. No matter, I could spend 100 hours painting a thing, and without fail, he will say, "Oh, it'll be great once it's finished." Which is a level of shithousery I really respect.
You just gotta fully commit to the bit. I'm just yeah, it's gonna be great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't fix it in post, no? Oh, I don't I mean, they mustn't be feeling. It wouldn't be encouraging the response to the electric state, I would say, but I don't know if they're actively hey, let's get rid of these fucks.
By the way, that movie cost $330 million to make. Which, look, it's not our money. We don't care. But it's mad that it cost that much. It looks that bad.
Yeah. It's and I'm all for hey, art is worth wasting money on in general. I think wasting, quote unquote.
No, but I mean, if you're gonna do it. Constantine is something we always come back to, right?
Constantine got $50 million.
Yeah, not a good movie, right? Some parts of that movie that aren't good. But you know what? There were some very talented people trying some mad shit there.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that about the art. I'm just let's just do stuff. Whereas I don't think the electric state does anything. And it still somehow looks quite bad.
No, I think it's made with hate in its heart. I don't think there's any love for the electric state.
I heard Chris Pratt on Graham Norton talking about it, and it was so weird because he didn't do the big pitch. It was he knows it's bad. It was, I don't know if you've seen the clip, but he's literally he's in the chats with everyone, Chris Pratt, charismatic guy, he's very funny, and then there was the link of oh, what's your new movie about? He's yeah, it's a movie about we're all set in the future, and it's definitely
you've seen
world.
This movie 100 times.
You've seen this well, and he just was yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. And I was just even he knows
he's not doubling down because he's not trying to sell this. It wasn't Halle Berry for Catwoman didn't. No, it was Jennifer Garner for Elektra didn't do any press. Because she was I know this is a bad movie. She refused to go on a press tour for
Don't lie. Just leave it.
Because then you discredit yourself anytime you have something you're really enthusiastic about.
Yeah.
It's the James Cameron effect, I like to call it.
One of the random rumours that the exact quote was, I hear Feige and Marvel are getting worried after seeing how bad the electric state is and are starting to reconsider whether rehiring the Russos was a mistake for the Avengers movies.
Lads, you've made your bed now. I think you just have to run with it.
I would say that's 10 down on the list of mistakes that you've made.
Yeah. You should have had a plan,
the Russos, I mean, I think they have in the last few years, right? I think what's happened is they just reached the peak of cinema in terms of quality. It's not the best movie of all time.
No, yeah.
But in terms of you were these two directors. This movie made $1 bajillion, and you directed 4 or 5 of the best ones in this 25 movie arc.
It's like the Game of Thrones guys, You did it.
It's the Game of Thrones guys, but they stuck the landing.
Yeah.
At the end. And so they're just well, it's fine. We don't need to do anything forever. It's we'll just do The Grey Man or Cherry or some mad fucking movie. We'll just do it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's fine. We will just do movies with guys from the Avengers movies. Just pretty randomly picked.
But then we said this when it was announced. Them coming back is the biggest poison chalice in the world.
Yeah, because if I was them, I would just be on a beach and I would just never make another movie because you will be constantly viewed as the best directors of all time. So just leave it.
I would never do a blockbuster studio movie again. I would do weird little art pieces that I want to do. Because
in 10 years, when you do make the big return, your movie makes a shit ton of money. And I was oh, it's the big return of the Russos. Oh my God. You want that bit. So them going kind of straight back into it, that's pretty bad. They're not going to... There's no real reconsideration, I don't think, from Feige. I think Feige and the Russos are pretty close as it goes.
I think they're friendly.
Yeah. I mean, of course they are. Jesus Christ.
No, I think Feige will cut anyone, though, at the end of the day.
Other than one man, because Shaun, the Russo brothers have also confirmed that Tony Stark's death in Endgame is part of Doctor Doom's story in Avengers Doomsday. I knew that would cheer you up. They said this in an interview last week. So, I mean, the main thing is we know that Doctor Doom is going to be in Avengers Doomsday. And Doctor Doom is one of Shaun's favourite characters.
Love him.
And he loves him. And like one of the best villains ever created.
Yeah, I'm elbow deep in a Secret Wars report that I'm typing up. And I've just been mainlining Doom, and he's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah, he's just the best. And so now we also know Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't he Tony Stark? He is, but this is a different universe Doctor Doom.
Maybe. But if the death of Tony Stark is involved with this new Doom, what the fuck are we doing?
So it's just evil. It's just evil Tony Stark.
Did Doctor Doom get facial reconstruction surgery to look like Tony Stark? Is that the whole bit?
I'm pretty positive the bit that they're going to do is that this is evil Tony Stark, and he knows that he sacrificed himself for the other universe and nobody cared, so he just went evil in his universe or something.
Yeah, I believe that.
I have no idea, but I think it's the most boring way to do the Doctor Doom thing.
I would just rather have Doctor Doom. He's cool enough.
I don't mind Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom if they just played it straight as Doctor Doom, but once you get into evil Iron Man territory, I think it's like a bit boring.
Yeah, I think it's lazy as a choice, and I think it's purely done for that Comic-Con panel reveal.
I just, the more I hear about this, the more wary I get. Well, I was pretty wary to start with, but I'm just like, okay, I keep having that moment, like, it might be good though. Like, they might have this, and then another thing comes up, like, well, if it's his death is linked to it, then he does know he was Iron Man. So is this version also Iron Man? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's I have no emotional attachment to whether this is good or not. I don't think. And like I love Doom, but I used to breathe these movies, and I'm kind of just like, I'll watch them. I'm just like casually enjoying things now.
Yeah, like I think that it'll be fine and it'll come out, and I think a lot of people are going to be mad, and I would just say, don't worry about it. Like the other movies still exist, so
exactly.
And you're never going to relive that moment at Endgame when Cap picks up the fucking Mjolnir.
No, you're never going to have that level of hype again, so stop trying to chase it.
So don't worry about it. Just like we all lived through that amazing moment, we can all experience that. These movies, I mean, some of the movies that have been coming out, like we had Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I would say Black Panther 2 has some really good moments in it as well.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying Daredevil at the minute. Yeah,
like Daredevil, yeah, I really fucking love that. So I think, by the way, I'm rewatching Daredevil season 3.
Oh man,
in between watching the new season, and I mean, it's so good. Like I don't think I gave it the credit it deserves. I was always like, oh, 1's the best, and then it's 3, and then it's 2. But 3 is like such a slow build. Like it starts so terribly, as in like Matt is in the worst place ever, and I know he's always tends to be in the worst place ever.
Needs to be born again.
But he there's like 13 episodes, and it just builds to like this crescendo really well. Like it's a really great season of television from 1 to 13.
Yeah, no, and it's mad that a third season of something is that good as well. After the first season being as good and the second one being fine, it's rare that it comes back up to being great.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that might be it for this week's movie news, Shaun. But if people want to get some weird news, where do they go now?
Go to patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. There is a link to that in the description. Free episode, it'll be pinned at the top of the page. You can add the feed to your podcast player of choice. And also, if you are interested in anything else that's over there, there is all the movie reviews and things like that we do.
Now they are behind, so you will have to, I think it's $5 a month for all of the movie reviews. So as I said, Weird News completely free. All the posts you can still interact with. You can even like there's Q&A question stuff there. We normally do posts asking people to tell us what movies they'd like to review. But yeah, as I said, if you want to get over to the Weird News, it's all over there. And if you want to get some more extra content while you're over there, I mean, we'd love that too.
Yeah, so, and like Weird News, it's free over there, and it's always going to be free over there. We're just moving it to a different spot, essentially. But I think that's about it, Conor. Would you want me to take us out?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you, as already mentioned, to all of our patrons over on patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. For being a patron, you do also get a shout out on the show. So, big thank yous go to, there we go, Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles, the Wacky Wizard of Wonderful Words, David Clarke, Dominic, Anna looks forward to the next Irish animal story, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Frost currently riding a WWE hyperfixation wave, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine don't like our chances of winning the Eurovision, Russ, I really appreciate you chasing me for those questions that you didn't use in the Q&A. Nice one, fellas-Parfitt.
I'm going to give you a shout out, Russ, right? I'll be honest with you, I missed the question. Sorry.
Conor, what are we doing? List.
There was loads of people that didn't get questions answered.
Someone get this guy a cup of coffee, huh?
I'll tell you what, look, I'll make Russ a promise. If he wants to send in 5 questions, we will read all 5 of them out.
Jesus Christ, Tuck. See, if you're a patron, you get special treatment as well.
Guaranteed, you know? I'll read them out. Just send them all into the list and then I'll say them all to Shaun.
Aces. Thank you to Jackson Brueheim. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Leahy, Rory, Shaun having a crush on Master Tigress was not on Pete's bingo card for 2025. Jack Markham, Hunter Harvard the Texas Ironman, Donegal George, Lisa ran out of witty names this week, Justin Bowman and Joe Reid. Thank you all for your support. I really appreciate you. Head over to Patreon if you want to support us over there. There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop, which will be back up soon. I'm working on it. Twitter is at Heroes for Hire Pod. Blue Sky is Heroes for Hire Podcast. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
And I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Bean.
Shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.